Hey friends, I'm once again back in Toronto, and I think all of the traveling for my thesis project is now finally done. That means I can start putting my life back in order and getting this channel back on track. In terms of updates, I've done almost all of the interviews with my main characters, and next week is the week I start writing. It's going to be very daunting because I have so many hours of interviews to transcribe before I can get started, but it is time to start the writing process. That said, I still have a few interviews to do, and those interviews are the inspiration for this week's video. So I've decided to do a What's in My Bag video, but make it a reporter's edition. Over the last year and a half of being in J School, I have played around a bit with what I bring to my interviews, and these are my go-tos. First up, I always bring a notebook. I usually just bring one, but I'll show you my favorites. First up is the Hilroy Reporter's Notebook with its spiral bound top. It's perfect for if you're standing up to do interviews because you can just flip over the top and then keep writing. You can also find similar notebooks at the dollar store. This one was like $1.25, also has the spiral bound top. Then I have just like a Pop-In brand regular notebook. This is the one I brought to Playlist and to Montreal, just lined on the inside. It's a lot better for sit-down interviews and also for taking notes during conventions and panels when you're going to be writing notes throughout the whole weekend and you want to keep them all organized. So I bought that notebook to keep everything for my thesis nice and organized. Next up, of course, are pens or writing utensils, if you will. My favorite is the Sonic Gel pen from Staples. Just click it. They write really smoothly and it's really good for writing quickly during an interview. And then my other favorite are the RSVP, just regular ballpoint pens. I like to always have Post-its on hand as well when I'm doing an interview. Before I head out to an interview, I'll write down the name and contact information, location, directions to where I'm heading. And then I will also use Post-its to write down key questions that I want to make sure I will ask during the interviews, which is really important if you don't have an opportunity for a follow-up. And that way you can just post it on your notepad, and then as you write and you flip the pages, you can move it along with you because it's on a separate piece of paper. So I don't actually have a voice recorder. When I was looking for them last year, I couldn't find any with the USB attachment to back up the files, and I don't like the idea of not being able to back up the files on a voice recorder. In case I lost it, then I would lose everything. So what I do is I just use the voice recorder app on my iPhone. It works just as well, and then immediately after my interview, I can just email myself the file and have a backup right away. That said, using my phone to record my interviews does drain the battery a lot quicker, and so I like to bring a portable battery charger with me as well. I just have a PNY brand one. It's the lowest and cheapest one you can get. I think it was about $30 at Best Buy. And so you just hook up the charger to your phone, and I can get an extra full charge, sometimes even a charge and a half, depending on how I'm using my phone. And so that way I always have a power source, and I always have my phone for whatever I need it for. So the last item on my list is something to put all of these things into. This is my go-to bag. It's just a small crossbody 9 West bag. It has a pouch in the front with a magnetic closure that I can just throw in a notebook and a pen and have easy access to throughout the day. I also bought a new purse when I went to Playlist that was a little bit bigger so I could carry around a bottle of water and some snacks with me since I knew I wasn't going to have time to stop for lunch during the day since I was going to a lot of panels and doing a lot of interviews. So I bought this bag from SmartSet. They might actually still have it. It's only a couple months old, and it's got a couple zip closure pouches in the front where you can again put your notebooks and your pens for easy access. So that's what I usually bring in my reporter bag. If you're a journalist or a J School student, I would like to know what you put in yours, or if you have any ideas for what I'm missing in mine, leave those in the comments below. And as always, like this video, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next week.